Hello, I hope you and your family are well today. The lesson today is about jobs and places of work. Okay, so today we are going to ask and answer questions. Here we go. Do some speaking. Read simple sentences. Put a picture here of someone reading. And spell jobs and places of work correctly. So some writing today as well, practicing spellings, focusing on jobs. Can you remember his job? And places of work. Okay, so the first thing I would like you to do is to match the words and pictures. We've got 4 words in blue and 4 pictures. The words have numbers, the pictures have letters. So you will need a pen and paper to write a number, one of the words, and the picture that matches this word. Then, before you do that, don't forget to pause the button to give you time. Click on the pause on this video and it will allow you more time to read the words and write your answers on paper. So pause the video now and then play again when you've finished. Okay, how did you do? Let's have a look at the first word. We are going to practice saying these words as well. This word begins with R. Can you remember the sound that R makes? R, a R sound. So the first word is restaurant. Restaurant. There's a T at the end. Can you see that T? So it begins with R, R, and finishes with T, restaurant. And in the middle of the word, we have this ST, and these 2 letters together make a st sound, restaurant. So that's number 1. Which picture matches number 1? Okay, hopefully you put C, this picture here. 1C is the correct answer. Let's have a look at number 2. This has a different letter. This letter is S and it makes a S sound. And this letter is L sound. School, school. So this is number 2. Which picture matches number 2? Okay, let's have a look. D. Yes, you should have 2D for your answer. If you look at the picture carefully, you can see the children outside playing. That's a little clue. So 2D is the correct answer. Okay, let's have a look at number 3. Now this word begins with O and it makes a O sound. And we've got 2 Fs, so it almost looks like off. Remember on and off? When you put your light on and you turn it off. So off, office. This C makes a S sound, office. So which picture matches this word office, number 3? Yes, that's right. B. If you look at that picture carefully, there's a desk and a computer and some bookshelves. Yes, it's an office. And the last word, number 4, begins with a H, which makes a sound, and finishes with, again, an L, a bit like school. Let's listen to that word, hospital. We've got a P in the centre, in the middle of the word, which makes a P sound. You have to push the sound out of your mouth. Hospital. So, which word or which picture matches that word, hospital? Number 4. Yes, that's correct. A. 4A is the correct answer. So I hope that you got those answers correct. Well done. We're going to go to the next slide. Okay, so focusing on saying the words, we've got our picture of someone speaking. We're going to think about syllables, which is rather a long word, and it just means parts of a word. So we have to think about that when we're practicing our pronunciation of words. So for example, you can see my sentence here. My name is Lisa. Lisa has 2 syllables. Lisa. Lisa. Okay, perhaps you can think about your name. What's your name? How many parts to your name? How many syllables? My name is Lisa, and there are 2 syllables, Lisa. So, at the bottom of the screen here, you can see those words again. What's that word? Restaurant. So think about, say that word, and think about how many parts when we say the word restaurant. And we have hospital. Again, I want you to repeat that word and then to think about how many parts of the word hospital. School. And office, that's correct, office. Now I've put my name, Lisa, in this section with these 2 little round circles. Lisa, because it has 2 syllables. These are the parts of the word. This one has 1 and this one has 3. All you need to do is to pause the video, write the word, copy the word on paper, and then you can put these circles on the top. Is it 1 syllable word, 2 syllable word, or 3 syllabled word? Okay, so pause the video now and write those words and the number of syllables. So the circles over the top of the word, or just write the number next to it if that's too difficult. And on the next slide, we will check your answers. Okay, so pause now, and then play again. Okay, how did you do? Let's check in the next slide. Okay, so this word beginning with S, ending with L is school. Good. And it has 1 syllable, school. And this word restaurant, again, restaurant. And this word office, office. And then this word hospital, hospital. 3 parts to the word, hospital. Did you get those correct? Well done if you did. Practice saying those words. Oh, so more work to do. This time, in the previous video that I made for beginner literacy, we looked at jobs. So in this section, you're going to match the jobs, so pictures 1, 2, 3 and 4, with, again, places of work. So let's go through the words and see if you can remember the jobs first of all. So what's her job? Yes, she's a chef. What's his job? Yes, he's a cleaner. What's her job? Yes, she's a doctor. What's his job? Yes, he's a teacher. We looked at that at the previous video, the first video. Now, let's just remind ourselves of the names of these places. This is correct, a hospital. This picture, B, yes, an office. This picture, C, a school. And this picture, D, an office. Good. Okay, so you need to get your piece of paper and pen, pause the video and write down the numbers and the letters that match. Where do these people work? Pause and then we'll play and check. Okay, how did you do? Let's check. So in this slide, we are going to do some reading as well as speaking. So let's have a look at this first picture. What's her job? She's a doctor, nearly. Where does she work? She works in a hospital. What's his job? He's a cleaner. Where does he work? He works in an office. What's her job? She's a chef. She works in a restaurant. What's his job? He's a teacher. Where does he work? He works in a school. Okay, so you can pause the button anytime the video, click that button and then read those sentences again, perhaps on your own. Just want to point out a few things about this sentence. Again, she. Why do we start with she? Because this doctor is a woman, female. And we've got the verb. This is a verb. This has S at the end. If I want to talk about my job, I'm a teacher. I work in a college. Not at the moment, but usually. I usually work in a college. That work does not have S because I'm talking about myself, I. But if we talk about someone else, another man or another woman, we put an S at the end of the verb. And it makes a S sound. She works, and these two, in a hospital. we link these two words. Inner, yeah? In a comes one. Inner. She works in a hospital. And at the end of the sentence, when we've finished, that's correct, a full stop at the end of sentences. This letter at the beginning, capital letter. We start our sentences with a capital letter. Can you say that sentence? She works in a hospital. Now let's look at this man here. He works in an office. Now, again, he. Why he? Yes, it's a man. This cleaner is a man. And again, we've got the S, talking about a man, not I, he. He works with an S at the end. Now, why have we used an and not a? Because this word office starts with an O, which is a vowel. Do you know what vowels are? There are 5 vowels, 5 letters of the alphabet that are vowels. A, E, I, O, and U. And this word begins with O, which is one of the vowels. So we use this word an. Okay. How many offices do you think he works in? 1 office. He works in an office. Okay, again, capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, full stop at the end. Can you say that sentence? Next sentence, she works in a restaurant. She, why? That's correct. The chef is a woman. Works, S, because we're talking about another person, not I, she. We've got that. In a restaurant, R is not a vowel, so we can use that word a. And then at the end of the sentence, full stop. Capital letter at the beginning, full stop at the end. She works in a restaurant. Last picture. He. Why? Yes, this is a man. Works. Talking about me? No. He. We've got S at the end of the verb. He works in a, again, linking these two, in a school. He works in a school. Capital letter at the start of the sentence, full stop at the end of the sentence. So if you want to have more time to practice speaking, saying those sentences, reading those sentences, then just pause, and I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so we've been practicing sentences about jobs and places of work. Now we're going to think about questions. We've got the question sign there, and asking questions. So let's have a look. This word beginning with W. Where. Now I'm sure you've heard that word before. Where. Where are you from? Where do you live? This question word asks about countries, places. So we're going to use it for our question as we're looking at places of work. And here we've got another verb, does. Does. Where does? And then this word, who are we talking about? Yes, this man here. So we have to use the word he as we're talking about a man. Where does he work? Where does he work? Notice in our question there's no S on the verb. It stays the same, work. Where does he work? Can you say that? Where does he work? Okay, let's look at the next question. That question word again. Where? Where does she work? Why she? Because this is a picture of a woman. Okay, I'm going to ask you that question. Where does he work? Give me the answer. Where does she work? What's the answer? He works in an office. She works in a restaurant. Pause if you want to practice those questions and answers. Perhaps you might want to ask someone in your family or friend. Next question. Can you read it and say it? Where does he work? He? There's a man in the picture. Where does she work? She? There's a woman in the picture. Okay. Where does he work? That's correct. He works in a school. Where does she work? She works in a hospital. Okay, now some time for spelling. So you need to pause the button, write down or copy what you see on the screen. And there's some clues to help you as to what the word is. See if you can fit the missing letters into the gaps. So we've got a letter missing here and 2 letters missing here. See if you can write down that word. And this picture here should give you a clue. We've got 2 letters missing here. So write that down. See if you can write the word. And at the bottom, we have this man. Can you remember his job? And you need to write the missing letters here. And finally, this lady, what's her job? Okay, you need to write down the 4 letters, that is the name of her job. So pause when you're ready and write those words, and then go back to the first slide to check your answers. Pause now and write the words. Okay, I hope you did well on that spelling practice. Don't forget to carry on practicing those spellings. And also, we've got some more here. This time, places of work. So again, the same thing. See how many letters are missing. Look at the picture to help you. And then write down the word for this place of work. There's 3 letters missing. This place of work, 3 missing. 3 for each of the places of work. See if you can remember what the names of these places of work are and write down the word. So you need pen and paper for this again. Pause to give yourself more time to do that. And then this is the end of the lesson. So you can go back to the first couple of slides to find out if you've written them correctly. You can check your spelling. Go back to the start of the video and check your spellings. Thank you for watching this lesson.